Okay, so today I want to talk to you about Copic markers. I did this type of video a while ago, probably last year, but I think I want to redo it for those people who are new to Copics and want to know more about them. To be fair, I haven't used any other markers other than Copics, not because I'm stuck to this brand, but well, now I am. But it's just they were the first they were the first brand of markers I was introduced to. So, and since then I love them. So it's been 4 years now, approximately, since I've been using them, and basically what they are. Copics are manufactured in Japan. It is a Japanese brand. There is maximum of 358 colors, although different type of Copics have different color numbers. So talk about separately what different brands of different types of Copics there are. There is a classic Copic. This series called Classic, and they are square in shape, and all Copics, well, all of them have a name and a number on the each side of the cap, and the color. Also, they have the color written here. So the difference is that on this side they have, just like a normal marker, they have a fine nib. It's very sturdy, and it makes a very fine line like a normal marker. And on the other side it has a chisel end, which you would use for if you have to color wide areas. And you have a marking of what type of nib it is on each side. So this one says it's fine nib, and this is chisel. And also there is a slight dark color, darker gray around here. You can slightly see it. You can see if I take off this. This is light gray and this is dark. So when you close the cap, you can see slight gap, which is usually in here the same as the whole marker, and here is a dark. So this is a classic Copic. Next one is Sketch. They are oval in shape, and just like classic Copics, they have name and the number of the color, and the color as well on the cap. The difference here between classic and Sketch Copic is that on here it has a brush nib, which is very flexible. It's literally like a brush, not as flexible as obviously a brush, but it delivers a better in my perspective, in better strokes. You can vary from a very fine line to a broader line. And just like classic Copic, it has a chisel end on this side. And the way to tell them apart is that in Sketch Copic, unlike in Classic, they actually have a darker gray ring around the brush nib end, and also they have little images of which is which. And here is Ciao. They come in less numbers. It has 180 colors, and in comparison to these two, it holds slightly less ink, but the difference is that in price, this one costs less, like twice less as these two. I think these cost like £5 in UK, whereas this one costs like £2.50 or something, around this price. And just like Sketch, on this end it has a brush nib, and on the other end it has a chisel nib. And the same, you can you have a dark gray ring around the brush nib. The disadvantage of this, apart from holding less ink, which shouldn't be a problem if you have a refill, is that it doesn't have a number and color name on the cap. So if you're storing your Copic markers vertically, there is no, or even horizontally, there is no way for you to tell. So some people stick names here, or they keep them separately, or they come up with several solutions. But to me, it doesn't really matter. Okay. So the reason why I chose Copic, despite the whole the price, is that I thought that despite the price, they're still a good bargain, because they are refillable, and unless you completely ruin your Copic, they're literally eternal, because everything is replaceable. For instance, if your Copic runs out of ink, there is a refill. And all you have to do is just to match your refill number, which is on the cap here, with the Copic. And if your nibs become useless, there is always a replacement for the nibs. And if you're not satisfied with a particular nib, there are even different variations of different nibs. And all you have to do is say, if you want to refill, different people refill it differently. So for example, here's V91, and there is a refill for V91. So some people, yeah, this is by the way how it looks, the refill. Some people just dab a little dots of ink onto the brush nib. But to be honest, I'm not sure whether I'm doing it right or wrong. I've seen it done on YouTube as well. Some people dub on this end, but what I prefer doing is take tweezers, special Copic tweezers, removing this end and just putting the ink inside here. All you have to do then is just replace the nib back, and it's done. So yeah, and to be honest, I think this is a perfect brand for anything. If you're an illustrator, if you are a comic book artist, if you're an animator, seriously, I've been advised to buy Copic markers, a set of grays, when I was doing an animation course, a 3D animation course, and I was advised to use them for storyboarding. And a lot of designers use Copic markers as well in automotive designs and in any sort of things. So I really advise to try them out, and my advice is, if you're not sure about purchasing a large set, you don't really have to. In my case, I purchased a set of classic markers in 36 colors, and I just added up to my collection as I was going. So now I have over 100 colors, and it's working perfectly. So if you don't have that much money, you could just consider buying like a small set of Ciaos. They will be more expensive than probably a normal set of markers, but remember, you're not buying any normal Copic, you're buying an art and craft tool. So for that purpose, they're pretty decent. And if you like them, if you develop this particular style, you could just add up to your collection. It depends how your art gets more and more complicated. So I hope you liked the video, and if you have any questions regarding Copic markers, just write a comment or send me a message. I'll be happy to make another video. So see you soon.